when I started, like, hey, it's haunted upstairs, so if you ever see anything, it's just a ghost. We're there. It's dark. It's 4 or 5 in the morning. Everybody's gone. Sometimes you can hear the silverware being rattled in the back. Sometimes I'll be downstairs cleaning and I hear footsteps upstairs.
And no one else is there.
There's nobody else there. It's just us.
Yeah.
Ain't it great? Season 8. We're back with the No Dishes podcast. Once again, brought to you by our friends at Visit Bloomington. Check them out at visitbloomington.com. It's a great resource, even if you're just a local looking for something to do. Also, all of our other advertisers on this episode, they help make this whole thing possible, so please show them some love. Anyways, play that theme song.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. No dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine for lights and have a good time. No dishes, no dishes.
All right, one of my favorite places in town, underneath the farm. It's called Ruth Cellar. I'm sure you've heard of it. I DJ there the third Friday of every month. It's a great time. It's a really eclectic crowd. Everyone's really open-minded to different kinds of music. They have all this other fun stuff going on, but don't take my word for it. Let's talk to Eric Gurrola and Bella Lear. Bella, Eric, how are we doing?
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having us.
Happy to be here.
This is so good. I'm so excited for this. We're going to have so much fun.
We're going to try.
All right. So, Eric, you're the general manager of Ruth Cellar.
Just the
Bar manager?
Yeah.
Okay,
I've
I
got
didn't
a
know
GM. His name's Ali, and he's great.
Well, I know. So, he's the GM of Farm. I knew that. Yeah. I didn't know. Okay, that's all
Same
encompassing.
Business, yeah.
But Ruth Cellar's your domain.
Yeah.
You're like damn straight.
Yeah.
And then Bella?
Assistant manager.
Oh, okay.
Up and coming.
Like
up and coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, keep an eye out. You're like, I'm taking over.
If I
we
die,
like
it's
to
hers.
joke if he dies, I'm taking over the room.
Okay, so you're number one suspect if he dies. Like, who has motive? Bella. All
It's
right,
me.
cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that episode of Snapped on Oxygen. That's going to be really fun. Eric, can you tell us a little bit about the history of Ruth Cellar?
History of Ruth Cellar, 2008, they originally opened up, and back then
I didn't know it's been that long.
Yeah, no, I mean, same year's Farm.
Okay, that makes
so
sense.
they did like 1 and 1.
Right.
Originally, they were a New York style speakeasy bar, and back then it looked way different. There wasn't as much space to hang out and chill. It was a lot of tables. At one point, there was like an umbrella in the middle of Ruth Cellar, like in the middle of the dance floor.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah, from time to time, a tea party or two, we can bring an umbrella back.
Pinky's out, classy. I like it.
And then ever since, I think after that, it became kind of like a little, I don't know, what would you call it? A club for, I got nothing on this one.
Now I want to know where we're going.
After the speakeasy, they started having a lot of bands and live music. And then over the years, we've slowly transferred to like DJs and more of a club scene than bands. But
now, how long have both of you guys been there?
I've been there since we reopened after the pandemic, and then we did a remodel, and that was in 2021.
Okay, yeah. And
so I've been there for 2 years. So
nice.
But the Ruth Cellar was my favorite bar. I'm from Bloomington, so it was my favorite bar before I started working there. Happy to be there.
Now you get paid to hang out at your favorite bar.
Yeah, no, literally. It's like I'm getting paid to have fun every night. It's great.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Does help.
It does help.
So yeah, we talked about kind of how it transitioned. So you talked about the remodel. It affectionately used to be called the Toot Smeller by some locals, but that is no longer. You guys did the remodel because it was this really old bar.
We remodeled, but we didn't.
It do be smelling still.
I think it smells a lot better.
It does. We burn a lot of incense down there. We've been making strides and taking leaps, but we're trying.
No, well, it's like anyone that ever has called it that, like love, like that's still their favorite place.
It's a pet name.
Thank you. Yes, that's a great way to put it.
Yes,
it's a pet. Oh, heading over to the Toot Smeller,
yes.
you know. But no, it's such a good time, and you don't even notice anything anymore. You did your remodel, and you talked about the transition from the speakeasy to kind of what it is now. Walk us through, when you guys are open and what are the different things that you guys have going on at the bar.
So every Wednesday and Thursday we run karaoke. Different vibes. Wednesday is ran by Darren Mosley. Misfit Toy Karaoke.
The man.
And he does a very towny, pretty good, great singers every time they show up. And it's just a very good vibe, very little older crowd,
Yeah,
you can hang out and chill and not get too rowdy.
Go to his Sunday night, studied at a Backdoor all the time back when I was still drinking. I'd karaoke there. I'd love to karaoke the Root Cellar. Darren's an incredible singer in and of himself.
Yeah.
He's been a guest on here.
Yes.
Back in our old studio. That was a really fun convo that we had. But yeah, he sings for the Dynamics.
Yeah,
for,
he's got a lot going on.
The Prince cover band he had for a while. I don't know if he still has it. So it's nice that even if he sings, if there's a little break, but yeah, he brings out other really talented singers.
Yeah.
Which for me, you want a good mix of awful and you can laugh.
Really, really good. Yeah. And he
we've
definitely brings out the talent in Bloomington. So
That's great.
It's a good fun vibe on Wednesdays.
And then you have another kind of local celebrity on Thursdays too. I think they're both local celebrities in my mind. Yeah.
Dave definitely used to run karaoke before I even got there. And still does a great job. We're on Thursdays now, and that's a little bit more of a rowdier crowd. That's our college Thursday kind of. During the summer it's a little chill, but Thursdays can get pretty.
They're pre-gaming the weekend on Thursday nights. So
I love it. Well,
it's a more of open to everybody. Not as many super talented singers. No offense.
A lot of crowd pleasers.
Yeah, a little more open-minded about talent level.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So if you're kind of shy, Thursday's your night to come out.
Oh, the perfect use of the camera. Yes. Before I knew Dave or even knew who he was doing, I think, karaoke at Bluebird. And he did Candy Shop. Have you ever heard him sing Candy Shop?
We've heard the Candy
Dude,
Shop.
when Dave Walter does Candy Shop, it is the best.
It is.
And
it's better than the original.
Yes, yeah. And he's so unapologetically just himself. And his karaoke style is so unique, but it's so good. So it's awesome that you have these two guys running karaoke that are also very entertaining if they get a chance to get on the mic too.
Yes.
And yeah, they're different vibes, like you said, bringing out different crowds.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that you guys do that every single week. Wednesday night, Thursday night, if I want to do karaoke, I'm going to the Root Cellar.
Root Cellar, yeah. We're definitely known as a karaoke bar around town. So.
Yeah. Well, and you're one of the few places that you can go dance and have DJs, and a nice little segue.
Yeah.
Tell me about Fridays and Saturdays.
So our Fridays and Saturdays, we have DJs.
Oh.
And no, it's a very good, currently I think we're in a very great era to have DJs because we have such a pool to pick from of quality DJs that every time you come to the Root Cellar, probably going to be good music.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time.
We're reliable for a dance floor.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and it's a very eclectic mix. Even my buddy Doug that I DJ, he plays different stuff than I play. We do 45 minutes on, 45 off. I think we're the only tag team duo. I think everyone else you have, is going solo. Can you tell us about some of the other DJs that you have and kind of the vibes that they play?
So we have a DJ who, once again, he's been there longer than I have. It's DJ Bongo. He brings different types of vibes he's scheduled twice a month. I think the first Friday and second Saturday of every month. So he brings different nights, those nights, 70s nights, 80s classic hits, or hey, dance with the decades kind of nights.
I was going to say, I've seen him do those.
Yeah, he's super nostalgic. I feel like alumni like him a lot. People who graduated want to come back and see Bongo.
Sweet. Okay.
So that's really fun. And then we've got just some straight up crazy DJs who would just get after it. DJ Tambo, he's doing stuff over at the upstairs pub.
And he plays sax
Yeah.
too.
He plays the sax while he's getting after it.
I need to go in there.
He's groovy. He's super
so
groovy.
cool. It's very...
I've seen videos and I haven't seen him live and I want to. Usually if I'm not DJing a Friday or Saturday, I want to stay home.
Right.
Especially since I quit drinking. But I want to go hear some of these other DJs more than I have.
Yeah. Tambo, good vibes.
He's near the top, if not at the top of someone I want to go see. Just because that's cool to break out the sax. I always love Big Gigantic and Grizz and these EDM artists that incorporate the saxophone. And so to see a DJ do them, okay, all
it's
right.
fun. It's
to see it live,
Yeah.
And then, this weekend, we have a Sweater Disco, and he's a great, what would you call him?
House DJ.
Yeah.
I think he locals in indie a lot more, but he's chef's kiss.
I feel like I've heard of his name for a while.
Yeah,
he's been
if
around.
you are into the more EDM side of music, Sweater Disco is who you want to go see.
Right, because I think he's buddies with Troy Troll.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Are you wanting to move better, feel better, and live better? Look no further than Move Bloomington, where their small group personal training programs are designed to improve strength, balance, and flexibility. With a welcoming environment, their expertly guided workouts can help you feel supported in the life and activities you love in and out of the gym. Whether you're new to exercise, a lifelong athlete, or anywhere in between, their dedication to personalized programming will deliver sessions that meet you where you are. Get started today using the code NODISHES to get 50% off their 3-session Kickstart program.
And then we have Latinx night with Don Juan, which is pretty popular. He gets the dance floor going pretty hard.
Everybody comes out for those nights.
Who's I've never seen DJ Baby Star.
DJ Baby Star is recently brought onto the roster. Her name's Angela, and she's a regular who's been coming in for a while.
Sweet.
And
okay.
Her and our other DJ, where's he at? DJ Austin White.
Yeah.
She would come in and kind of help him out DJ from time to time, and then eventually it was like, okay,
you can have your own night.
You got some chops.
Yeah, you got some chops. Just bring them out.
She was doing it, so.
That's awesome. Well, that's very exciting. I'm glad you got to mention Austin, too, because Austin White's just great people. And then how do you say, is it Exhibitor?
Exhibitor.
Yeah.
Exhibitor? Okay.
I've
seen his stickers all over.
I say it a lot in different ways because I like to make funny voices.
He's good with his branding because I see the stickers all over everything.
Yeah.
I love what you guys do. You have every DJ submit their own poster.
Yeah.
And so I know my Duggar loves designing ours, and I just let him do it, and it's great.
Perfect. Yeah.
And it's every time he sends it to me, and it's just like, where did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, they're so much fun. You guys definitely have some of the best posters.
I take zero credit.
No, you do.
He'll be like, we need to get. He'll randomly text me, be like, can you do this type of photo of yourself? And I just try to drop what I'm doing and like get it and send it to him.
Right.
And then he'll like come out and it's like bees holding guns, or I'm like,
just
what?
Something wild.
Yeah, I was like, it makes no sense, but I'm here for it.
But then you see the image and it's full
capacity
at the end. You're like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was
and then
worth it.
I'm the one that usually sends it, so I get to take credit. Be like,
Yes.
yep, worked really hard on
no
this.
problem.
Thanks, Colin.
Yeah, it was nice.
Tell us about some of the drinks that you guys offer, because you have, your signature cocktails, and then you guys do spirits and all that fun stuff.
So yeah, drinks that we offer, our most popular ones are probably the cheap sunglasses, Captain Underpants. Bill Murray's a little bit on the back burner right now, but people still love it as a classic. And then, we've got a lot of shooters, which are...
Yeah, pineapple bombs, $4, same amount as all of our wells. So if you need a cheap, yummy shot, pineapple bomb is the way to go.
Okay. And then Garrett just brought this up. So the cheap sunglasses, which you said is the most popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vodka, lavender, lemonade, Sprite. You can't screw that up. That
No,
sounds
it's
great.
super
hard to-
simple,
yeah.
but everybody loves it. It's a classic. If you're a vodka cran or a vodka lemonade lover.
Bill effing
the
Murray, your bourbon, your lime, your grapefruit ginger beer. Yeah, I just realized this last time DJing, because I'm always like bringing in my own non-alcoholic drinks like coffee or body armors.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I could have ginger beer.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I think I got like
Our
3
ginger
of them.
beer is super good too.
Yeah, it was so good. I know.
Our ginger beer is really yummy.
I was pounding that. I was just like getting after it. Like, Jordan, actually, we might have to start charging you.
Yeah.
Ginger beer.
you got a DJ tab. You're over it.
You ran it up on ginger
Like, we've never
beer.
had a sober guy go over on his DJ tab, but you just had a gallon of ginger beer. Captain, I just love the names of them. The cheap sunglasses, Bill effing Murray, Captain Underpants, rum, lemon. Ooh, guava. Okay.
Yeah, it's really refreshing. It's a nice summer drink to Captain Underpants.
We do have that in a mocktail as well. So
That-
if
thank you. You just read my mind.
Yes,
Okay.
if that
Mocktail,
sounds
yeah.
good and you don't
I love
drink.
guava, ginger ale. Like, okay, so you can get a variety of these in mocktail
In mocktails,
version.
yes.
That's great to know.
Pretty much every one of them, except for probably your lovely little time in Centerfold. I mean, you can get a sour mix and Coke, but
Right. Yeah.
It might
It's
not
less
be
of a
good.
mocktail and more sour mix and Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So you got one of the other great parts about Ruth Cellar is just these little rooms in the back. And like, I forget that they're there. Like, people just come out and like, where have they been? And like,
who in the...
In the back.
yeah. They're just hanging out, and it's just, there's nowhere else in town that has those little like private rooms where you're in a basement and it's got the rock walls.
Just little alcoves where you get to hang out.
The lighting is nice. It's not super in your face.
Yeah, just like I'm trying to think of other ways to describe the aesthetic for those that haven't been in there.
So we call those wine room, red room, and blue room, respectively. The wine room is the room with all the wine bottles surrounding it. The red room is the room that is obviously all red. The blue room is, as you guessed, blue.
Wait, so is there 2 rooms and then the one at the end?
Yeah, the wine
I keep
room.
forgetting. I always
it's a
think
little like red divider. It's like a little square.
Okay.
And then, the blue room is the one that you can obviously see when you're DJing.
Right.
But
oh, so that's the one that's like open.
Mhm,
okay.
that's the one that's open.
So I'm not crazy. There
No.
are
Yeah.
the
There
two
are
rooms,
three,
and then
yeah,
that's like
yeah.
kind of like the addition
Yeah.
to the main room. Okay. Oh, there we go. Look at all these
Yes.
pictures.
And
Yeah,
the red room is like a very popular photo op for students.
I can see
And,
that.
Yeah, people around town, the couches in the red room are popular.
it's
Really?
it's hard to get a picture of the red room unless it's from like someone's Instagram.
Right.
These photos are all very old.
It's still though, you can see
Yeah,
a
3
good
years.
amount of the
That's
vibe.
our remodel.
There's the wine
That's the wine room.
Man, I don't even see. You could have shown me that picture and I would have had no idea. I just
Mhm.
barely make it back there.
Oh no, we
You
try
know.
to keep our updates pretty few and far between because we like to be a little hidden gem, you know.
Yeah.
We found the root cellar.
Well, dude, and it's just like you guys are so. I mean, so we just DJed this past Friday night, middle of the summer, packed.
Yeah.
Like you think
Yeah.
like, oh, and
Yeah.
again, when I let out saying it's an eclectic crowd, it really is. You've got industry people, you have students, like you have LGBTQ, like it's a lot of people back
Everyone.
and forth between Backdoor and Root Cellar, and it's just like I never really see drama in there. It's
Yeah.
just like everyone's usually there for just good vibes and good times.
Vibes.
And I can get a lot more creative with some of the songs I play than maybe some of the other places because I feel like the crowd's more open-minded to like hearing some weird shit
Yeah,
or like
they're-
random stuff that you might
For
throw out there.
sure. For
Definitely
sure.
a forgiving crowd if you're like gonna throw a random one out there.
Yeah, you're like, okay, not hitting. All right,
We'll dial that one back.
Yeah, we're super welcoming to everybody from all walks of life, and we try to enforce that, in the crowd.
yeah, no, it's great.
Don't be mean.
Yeah.
Don't be mean.
Positive vibes only.
Yes.
It's on the
Positive
wall.
vibs.
Be nice or leave.
Yes.
Oh, okay. If it's on the wall,
Right.
Well, tell us a little bit. I know, Eric, some of your background. Bella, I know very little about yours. But I want to dive into where you're from. I know you mentioned you're from Bloomington.
Yeah, yes.
But just kind of, school and like maybe high school jobs and where else you worked before you ended up at Root Cellar.
Yeah. So I grew up in Bloomington. I graduated from North. I started in the industry serving at Cracker Barrel.
Nice. I started to know Charlie's in Bloomington.
Yeah. And then
there's quite a few people from Cracker Barrel that went to
yes, because
Charlie.
they're right next to each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, that was kind of like
I
this-
actually almost started at O'Charlie's instead. But
Oh,
then
really?
I ended up over at Hard Truth instead of O'Charlie's.
Hard Truth in Brown County?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice.
And worked there for like a summer.
Was that like the full campus or was that like the
Distillery.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So I worked in the restaurant there and learned like more classic cocktails, and it was a little too big of a team for me to be at home. I love the Root Cellar because of how much of a family vibe it has.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my work history. I worked at Starbucks for a couple years in between those two. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty simple. Yeah, did a little
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel, a little Hard Truth, a little barista. And,
definitely an Indiana girl, right?
what's your favorite menu item at Cracker Barrel?
Hash brown casserole, hands down.
Didn't take long.
Hands
I love
down.
it. I gotta
Hands
know.
down. It's so good.
I did. Once you realize you can DoorDash Cracker Barrel,
It's
kinda-
bad.
I know. I'm like,
It's dangerous.
You can
oh,
DoorDash
goodness.
Cracker Barrel?
Huh? I know. Yeah, your life's about to be. You're gonna start looking at your life.
I'm gonna be in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am already.
In debt.
Yeah, French toast is to your door.
Mm-hmm.
You order it in bed. You wake up when it's delivered. You walk in your boxers to the kitchen table. I'm just trying to give tips on how to live your best life. That's what I'm here for.
I'm writing this
Let's
one down.
say.
Yeah, those are free. All right, Eric. I know a little bit about yours, man, but let's go from the beginning. We've been buddies for a while, but I don't think I've ever sat down and been like, Eric, tell me your story.
Let's see. Went to high school in Northwest Indiana, Portage. And
That
then,
region?
Yeah. region.
Okay.
And then, yeah. And then after that, I joined the Navy. Did that for a little bit and had fun there. And then after all that, I moved down here to Bloomington to go to school. And then school didn't really take too hard.
Yeah.
So I started to work at sports, Kilroy Sports.
That's right.
That's
Okay,
where I got
forgot
my
about
start. Yeah, I started on the door staff there around 2017
Okay.
era, that
So that
range.
did I do bingo at sports when you worked there?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, on Wednesday
Yeah,
nights.
and I used to be your bar back, but we didn't know each other.
Okay. See, I didn't know that's why, because when you said
yeah.
that time, I was like, dude, that's when I was doing bingo at sports.
Yeah.
And that, people don't understand. Sorry to interrupt your story. Like,
Coming to you this summer, it's the Smithville Communications Summer Concert Series in Ellettsville. Brought to you by B97 and Hoosier Country 105.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Enjoy live music every Saturday from May 24th through July 26th. That's 10 weeks of music every Saturday evening from 6:30 to 8, located at the Marcy Jane Lewis Park.
And did I mention it's free?
Dance the night away with the Smithville Communications Summer Concert Series in Ellettsville.
Better business, better community. For over a century, the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce has been a cornerstone of business growth and community development. They are dedicated to helping local businesses thrive. Their business is all about your business. Join the Chamber today. Call 812-336-6381 or visit chamberbloomington.org to learn more. We packed out sports every Wednesday night. Like the basketball players were coming. It was wild.
Everybody. And that front bar was just full.
Yeah.
And it did not used to be.
It was so much. It was so wild. Those were probably the most nervous I got for bingos because I would be on a stage by myself. I eventually got a co-host. Shout out to Allie, now living in North Carolina. But she was a senior and she worked at the Moose, and like we were just also good friends. And I was like, hey, would you help co-host this for me? And that helped take so much of the pressure off. You have someone there to shoot the shit with,
bounce
and
it back.
it's not just you under this microscope. And at the time I was late 20s and everyone else is young and cool, and I'm just who's this guy?
Who's that guy running bingo? Hi, I'm Jordan.
Yeah, okay. Let's watch some bingo. Well, it's funny. I'd be like so timid, and then it's time to play a game, and I'd bring in that announcer voice and get all hype about it, and then you just kind of black out for a little bit, Yeah,
that's how this podcast is going to go.
Yeah. We'll get done. You're like, what just happened?
This happened? Cool.
Yeah. All right, sorry. So you're bar backing at sports.
Bar backing at sports. After that, got a job over at. I had a friend who moved from sports over to Alley Bar, and then started hanging out at Alley Bar. Eventually was there enough. Got recommended as an employee over there, and they hired me on. Started working door staff over there.
And that's where I got to know you.
That's where you and I really, that's where I got to know a lot of my industry connections.
I bet, Alley Bar's the spot.
That's how I met Doug Spradley, who originally got me a job at Farm way back when.
First episode that we ever recorded of this podcast was Doug.
Yeah.
Shout out, Doug. We love you.
Yeah. Shout out, Doug.
We love you.
Doug.
Biggest in Indiana. Yeah. And then, so I started working in the kitchen at Farm, and then working at Alley Bar at the same time, and then COVID happened. Everything changed.
Of course.
Yeah. And then after all that, I ended up working over at the bowling alley with my buddy Austin Hannibit, and he got plugged to reopen the Root Cellar in any capacity that he could, because back then it was table service only, and there were no tables in the Root Cellar. So what do?
Right.
And then I think that was around 2021. He started to open that back up for the summer, and then there was a little bit of a shift in things that happened over there, and then I ended up being asked to manage the Root Cellar, and ever since then it's
been smooth sailing.
It's been sailing. We've sailed. I don't know if
and you're still sailing.
He's
We're
learning
still
how to
sailing,
sail.
yeah.
You haven't capsized.
Yeah. Not entirely. Yeah.
No, that's what
We've taken on water, but we're doing all right.
Yeah, we I think the years of you and Austin at the bowling alley, I forget it, but they were the golden years in my mind.
Yeah, it was
'Cause I was bowling a lot at the time. We just had Ron on. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great because the whole bowling community was sharing around the episode, and Ron, because Ron's the man, and he's been there before even the current owners and anyone that's bowled and drank at the bowling alley, they know
knows
Ron.
Ron.
Yeah, and he's just an industry dude, and he appreciates the industry people that come in, and he makes a good strong island.
It is a specialty.
Yeah, everyone says Slovakian mud bear. I think it's the Strong Island.
Strong
Teach their
Island for
own.
sure. Strong Island for sure.
So you guys were telling me before we started something I didn't know about Root Cellar, and it's just a theory, not proven. There might be rumblings that it's haunted. What?
It's definitely haunted.
Okay, all right, not just theory. Maybe it's definitely.
There's occasionally spooky vibes.
What leads you? I want to hear the story behind it. What makes you say, "Hey, it's haunted"?
I have quite a bit, but
Please, all you. I want to hear.
I got told when I started, hey, it's haunted upstairs. So if you ever see anything, it's just a ghost. Don't worry, don't freak out about it. And I was like, oh, right.
That's silly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're there. It's dark. It's 4 or 5 in the morning. Everybody's gone. Sometimes you can hear the silverware being rattled in the back. Sometimes I'll be downstairs cleaning and I hear footsteps upstairs.
And no one else is there.
There's nobody else there. It's just us.
Yeah.
I'll be upstairs checking the lights and turning everything off, making sure everything's locked, and have it overwhelming feeling that someone is following me and staring at me.
Whoa.
Like, sometimes I'll, run down the stairs because I'm like,
my
something's
God.
chasing
You know that feeling where you're in a
It's
pool, you're like,
horrifying.
oh, there's a shark bite behind you.
Yeah.
it's
Same
that.
vibe.
Times 10, though.
Huh.
It's like, you can feel someone looking at you and you look over and they are.
Yeah.
It's like that times 10.
That's
Like,
wild. Have you
ugh.
ever reached out to ghost hunter? I want to.
but honestly,
No.
we should
I'm
because
going to, because from what you're telling me, and you seem
I feel
pretty
strongly
like you have a
about
strong
it. I
conviction
feel strongly
about
about it. I don't know. I mean, it is also in one of 2 Oddfellow buildings in Bloomington, so I feel like there is some weird culty stuff.
Yeah, it's
into
old
that.
school.
Lore.
Well, I
There
mean,
is lore in that building, so
when I lived in the Allen building right next to it,
Mhm.
like, I mean, those are both, people don't realize like how
old they
school
are.
those buildings are.
Yeah.
Like very old. They've been updated and remodeled, but like those have been there for a long
Yeah.
time.
A while.
I think the Allen building was like 1913 or something
same.
crazy.
Yeah, same. That's when the
yeah, that
cellar
would make
was built.
sense. And I didn't have any hauntings that I'm aware of. I was also not always with it when I lived there.
Right. Fair
You know,
enough.
basically-
Chalk that up to a lot of things. But yeah, okay. See, because it's wild. You guys have never told me this.
Because
No.
we don't
It's
talk
not
about it
something
that
you
much.
experience. I mean, it's,
No, I know,
it's
well, it's-
after the fact.
Yes, you
Everybody's-
experience it when it's
Late night.
cleared out. It's just you there.
Because you can check it up to like other people
Of
when
course.
there's people there.
The ghost
but
can blend
then
into the crowd.
There's only 2 or 3 employees there at a time, and we're all downstairs, and we hear somebody walking around up there. It's like, oh no.
And we check to see if people are up there.
Yeah,
I mean,
then
you know.
one of us goes up with a flashlight, making sure there's no stragglers, and there never is.
Wow. Okay.
So-
Have you ever like closed up early because you're just like, okay, I just need to get out? It's just like too eerie.
No, we have to power through.
Okay.
We
Do you
have
feel
to
like you're
power
stronger
through.
because of it?
Yes,
She's very brave.
I'm brave. Yeah.
Why do you say it like that?
He's brave too.
Okay, it seemed like you were
No,
insinuating.
it took a lot more for me to get to the point where I can.
Okay.
He's brave.
You're like,
He's just brave.
Yeah, you're-
I'm so
like,
scared.
he was in the Navy. He's
Yeah,
very
he
good.
was in the Navy. He's fine. I am not fine.
You're like, he had no adjustment period. It took me a while.
Right. It took me a while to warm up, but now we're friends. The ghost and I are cool.
So you have ghost regulars, or what you're saying?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay.
It's like once a month. It's not
Still,
every
though, that's
it's,
enough,
Yeah, it's
though.
not every night, but
Especially if it's something
it's
that like
often
you
enough.
genuinely, you heard it. You
It's
can't
horrifying.
explain
There's
it.
like, there's sometimes where I've walked through the building and I've just hit like the cold.
Yes.
the
patches.
cold points, and it's so hot in there.
Yeah,
It's
so I
like
did.
so
not
hot
ever
in there.
That's the wild part. I went on this the USS Yorktown in the Charleston Harbor, Charleston
Yeah.
Bay, and went and did an after hours ghost tour.
Those
And-
old vessels will do it.
Yeah, well, and it's like weird because a lot of times it's like psych wars or stuff like that. But this is like, oh, it's haunted by like sailors that were fighting and like you do it. But that ship served in 3 different wars
Oh, geez.
before it like got decommissioned.
And it's seen a
and-
lot.
Yeah. And like you legit, some of the stories and like the sources of the stories, and then feeling like
The cold
The
spots.
cold spots is the one
It's
where
weird.
like
It's
you really
weird.
just feel it in the air. And I'm not huge into supernatural whatever, but there's some of that stuff where like that's kind of gnarly. It's
Mm.
I
kind of
didn't want to be, and then it like kept happening. I was like, all right, well,
don't have a choice.
Probably.
Yeah, I just try to talk to the ghost when I'm up there by myself.
Have you
At this
named him?
point, we're buddies.
Herbert.
Herbert. Okay, there it is.
Herbert the ghost.
Hey, Herbie, can you chill out, buddy? You're freaking me
You're
out.
scaring me. Please. Come on down.
Well, what about like you're telling me just how much you love the regulars at Root Cellar, like real people, not ghosts.
Yeah, the real regulars.
Yeah, what is that? What kind of mix you got coming in there? What makes them so special versus other places that you've worked?
All of it?
Yeah,
I
all
don't
of
know.
it.
I mean, yeah, really, it's
I think the Root Cellar has a really special vibe where people are super open, but you can't. Like, there's no bar stools to sit at the bar.
Right.
So what you do say to me is pretty short and to the point. And
Yeah.
I kind of like that. We have these little moments with our regulars that are really, really special versus working at other spots, you're serving them or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like too much talking, but at the Root Cellar, it's very
Like-
short and sweet.
Yeah,
Short and
exactly what.
sweet.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah,
I was
we're
gonna
Short and
say,
sweet.
concentrated information, and I'm hearing about your day. like that.
Yeah, here's your drink. I got someone behind you. Then they come back for the next one. You kind of get to keep it
I
going
get
a little
another
bit.
version of, you know.
Yeah. We're building on the last one.
I
So
hear
you-
little pieces of lore every time.
yeah, you're like, ooh,
great.
what's the tea that happened in your?
Yes.
Because you have so many industry people coming in.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, who did what now?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a good place to learn the lore for town. For
Have
sure.
your finger on the pulse, yeah. So you guys obviously you're working late hours. You're and just open Wednesday through Saturday, which is pretty sweet. The No Dishes podcast is brought to you by VisitBloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurant and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town. The Bloomington Town Planner is a community calendar owned and published by local residents John and Sharon Martin. Mailed out to Bloomington homes in December of each year, it features school schedules and community events. And don't forget the coupons at the bottom of the calendar. They'll save you money and help you decide on the next restaurant or retailer to check out here in the Bloomington area. Town Planner also has an online calendar which will be found at townplanner.com. Make sure to sign up for their weekly e-newsletter so you can stay on top of all the fun events going on around town. And then typically, what time are you open to the public to come in?
9 o'clock.
Okay,
9
and
p.m.
then
every
the
night.
event stuff starts at 10.
Events
so
start at
karaoke's
10.
at 10, DJ's
Yeah.
at 10, but you can go in there and get a drink as early as 9.
Yeah, every once in a while we'll have like a private event or something that runs a little late, and we'll do stuff with that. But typically 9 p.m. you're good to go.
Sweet. Yeah, you guys gave me the opportunity to run my first karaoke ever this last Friday.
That was fun.
It was fun,
Dude,
man.
Friday night was a good night.
It was a great
good
night.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It's like, I had this kid outside. Duggar was DJing, so I took a break, went outside, and he didn't realize I was standing right next to him. He's like, man, that guy was playing all bangers. And I'm like,
That was
and then he looked over and saw me. I'm like, yeah, bro, I got you. It's like, so that was nice, just hearing like good, like positive feedback without them even knowing I'm around.
Right.
And it's just like, it's just always such a different crowd in there, and it's just fun, and it's just energy. And I do a lot of fun, cool stuff that I'm really grateful for. But to me, there's two feelings. There's the feeling of Food Truck Friday when it's busy and you're like, oh, wow, I put this together. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
But man, when you're working in a crowd with music and you're not a musician, and you're just play, but like doing it in a way that like you're just reading the room and like having it come in at the right time. And dude, it's a high. It's
And
a
you can
really
really see the crowd respond and like swell and move to it.
Yes, exactly. You see the hands go up, you hear the singing along, and then when you get some random just people around you just like hyping you up, like, oh shit! And
He's
just like
playing this right
and
now.
I'm just like, ah!
We're doing it.
Yeah, it's just such
Yeah.
a fun creative outlet, and it's just like, yeah, who doesn't like just cutting loose, letting their hair down, singing along, throwing their
Putting
hands
your
up.
hands up in the air.
Yes, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get flagged for copyright if I sing any more of it. But yeah, you guys get to see all these industry people. You've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. I know you're in there doing some stuff though. But you
Not
get time.
usually,
You get
but
time to
yeah.
go out and vibe and drink and eat out. What's your favorite spot to go grab a cocktail outside of the Root Cellar?
Grab a cocktail. Ooh, I mean, where am I drinking cocktails?
The
at?
library.
The library.
The library is the
obviously
only
is,
place
yeah,
where
I mean,
cocktail drinkers
like
at. I
super
feel
special
like.
cocktail.
Yeah.
I mean, and we'll go over to Farm for brunch.
Yeah.
and
Well,
get
of
a
course you gotta
cocktail
go
there.
upstairs
Oh,
and see
yeah.
Doug.
You got to see Doug. So we'll do that. But if I'm out like for just a cocktail, yeah, it's the library.
The library.
Man, I haven't been in forever. I need to get back in there because it's just such a cool spot, such a cool idea, and just getting to it. You're going through the madness of the upstairs
Yeah,
pub.
it's kind of like scaring off people that don't really want to be there.
Yeah. It filters out. Yeah. And then you get there and it's this peaceful, classy,
Right.
little literal like hole in the wall. Yeah, I'm glad you guys
And
went
it's
to the
fun,
library.
yeah, because then it's like, all right, cool. I don't have to see so many people because
Right.
Yeah.
we see a lot of people throughout the week
Oh, I'm sure.
just serving. So sometimes when we're out and about, it's like, all right.
You don't want to be
Let's
bothered.
scope
I don't
it
want to say
down.
bothered, but you want to
it's
just
never
kind of
a-
be alone.
Yeah, it's never a
and-
bother. It's always a
Well, your social battery has to get wound down from just constantly seeing people and talking, and need some time to just chill out.
And the library is a good place for that.
You're like, and that's where we go.
And that's where
And
we go.
now don't go. Come find us there.
Right.
yeah.
We just told you why we go there. All right. Well, you guys have some favorite lunch spots that you like to frequent?
My favorite little crossover to do is we finish a hard night on Saturday and wake up bright and early at 1 p.m. and stroll into Farm and hit up brunch.
Yeah.
Get an espresso martini.
Biscuits.
Hit up that brunch. Oh, yeah. Biscuits. All of
Fourth
it.
generation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, their biscuits are fire. Espresso martini's fire. So it's a pretty good brunch spot.
I do their little steak and eggs just to really get the day rolling.
I will say, you get mixed feedback about Farm over the years, depending on who you talk to. But they do some things very, very well. I've talked to Chef D about this, obviously, when he was on, but I think the best value that Farm does is that steak, that baseball sirloin.
Yeah.
The steak and eggs.
It's like the Babe Ruth combo or something.
It's like not very expensive. The steak is great, and it's just like it's a good brunch meal.
Steak, eggs, and taters.
Yeah.
Starting your day right. Lots of protein, a little bit of carbs.
And then you can carry on your silly Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, Silly Sunday. I heard Sunday Fun Day. I didn't know about Silly Sunday.
Silly Sunday.
I've been slacking.
Yeah, eat a little silly on Sundays.
All right. Other spots that you guys like to frequent other than going upstairs?
Atlas. Obviously,
Yeah, you're like right before here.
Had a pregame. Atlas is the pre spot. Sometimes we'll get off shift on a Wednesday and go, all right, well,
Going to
scurry on
Atlas.
over to Atlas real quick and go around.
That's perfect. Yeah. And then I know, we've done dinner at Uptown before, and that was when we had went the first time. I'd been there with their new steak menu where they had all these different cuts and different accoutrements and ways to trick it out and customize it, and just be give me a little horseradish, give me a little bit of this,
A little side of onion.
a little blue cheese crumbies.
I want it all.
I haven't been there in too long.
Yeah.
Uptown's so good.
Oh,
So good. If you're balling on a budget, though, Bucchettos.
That's 2 in a row.
Bucchettos.
The last one we recorded right before this.
Bucchettos, man, they're just so cheap and they're so good. They put love into their food. So.
We were talking about their calzones, about their and D'Angelo's, because D'Angelo's does really good deals. And then Bucchettos, the guy that was just on from B-Town Sharp Shop, we were talking that's the only place in town that you can get anchovies on your pizza.
Okay.
I know. I didn't know that either.
That's crazy, but yeah, that makes sense.
Well, have you ever done anchovies on your pizza? Because I've only done it.
No.
I've only done it in a
No, we have
nice,
not.
a fancy Caesar salad,
Yeah.
and I liked it.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's one of those things that as you get older, you kind of like it.
Yeah.
And then when he said that, I was like, you know what? I've never tried anchovies on a pizza. I kind of want to try it now, and it's good to know where to go.
You have an option.
Well, maybe we should have a try it at night.
Yeah.
If you order an anchovy
I'll come in
pizza.
the next Friday, DJ. We'll bring it in early.
Yeah.
Have a little staff meal
Yeah,
beforehand.
I'll try it.
It's God, the bartender's breath tonight.
It's horrible.
I'll get away to the DJ. Oh God, his is worse.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, we can't escape it.
I thought this was the Toot smeller.
Yeah. Now I get the name. Yeah. So we were just trying it out. The calzones there, I was just talking about how they're so heavy and dense at Bucchettos, and just the ricotta. I forget what it's called, but it's chicken, roasted red pepper, ricotta.
Bada zing or something.
Yes, chicken
zing.
bada bing. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, yes, you are a true fan.
I love you, Bucchettos.
Yeah. Well, we had Paulie on, and I can't remember his main guy that he runs the show over there, but they're really good about. They're one of the first people doing gluten-free crust, gluten-free menus. They're doing really fresh veggies. I think the only people that rival them and it just always feels like fresh produce is Pizza X.
Yeah.
Pizza X, when you I say, Mother Bear's is probably my favorite pizza, but Pizza X is if you want fresh, crisp veggies.
Yeah, go
Pizza
there.
X, man.
Pizza X is a B-Town legend.
Oh, yeah.
They just are.
Absolutely.
They just
are.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys have any other favorite food spots that you want to shout out before I let you go?
My Thai Cafe.
Yeah.
My fave since I was 8 years old. So
really? Okay.
they're the
What's
best.
your order?
It changes so much. Everything on their menu is so good.
So you just make your way around.
So
Okay.
when I was a kid, tried their chicken noodle soup because I thought it was a safe bet, and then fireworks in my brain. I'd never been exposed to that flavor palette before. So amazing food.
You're this shit ain't Campbell's.
No,
This is-
it's new. I thought it was
Campbell's.
gonna be Campbell's. It was not. It was so much better. So
It's
My
I
Thai
can
Cafe.
show you the world.
yes.
I'm really gonna get this flagged for copyright. I need to stop singing.
We're open tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, come get the lead out, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I went did lunch from Lucky Express today. They have my favorite General Tso's there in Longfay.
Okay.
But Lucky
Oh,
Express,
Longfay's good.
$9.99. It's 9, or is it $9.99 is 9 even. I think it's 9 even after tax. Comes with a drink, which I don't take them up on because we have drinks at the Moose.
Wait,
Yeah.
where's Lucky Express? Is
Right
that
next to Turquoise at 3rd and Lincoln.
Okay.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It's been a minute. What's
Yeah.
the one that just got like remodeled?
Uncle Wang's across the street.
No, by Atlas. Like that one.
Oh, yeah. So that was Best Taste. Now
Best
it's Red
Taste.
Lantern.
Well, what is it? Red Lantern. Okay.
Yeah.
I do like them a lot.
They are really
They're
good. Yeah, my buddy Justin Fox is the one that redid that building, and it just like it looks so nice
It looks
now.
super good.
When he did it like historically, like he showed me
Yeah.
a picture of what it used to look like, and like it's just cool, like how they did it, made it modernized it while still like having that old like
Keeping
this is
some
how
of
it
the-
looked back in the 30s in Bloomington, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Well, cool. That you guys are. This has been fun. This was a good
Yeah.
time. This was a hoot.
Thanks for having
That
us.
was a root and a hoot.
Root
All
Cellar.
right. Root Cellar, karaoke, DJs, come dance, get you Captain Underpants. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
What another fun episode, huh, gang? Thanks to Visit Bloomington, as always, for being our presenting sponsors. Thanks to Everywhere Science for this cool sign. Nate and team hooked it up. And thanks to you for watching so we can keep doing this. See you next Tuesday morning with another new episode of the No Dishes Podcast. This episode of the No Dishes Podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.